Hey, everybody. Cheers. Happy Saturday, or whenever you happen to be watching this. Thanks so much for stopping by. Whether you're here now, later, whenever, hopefully not never. Going to be doing some astrology predictions today, like I normally do, for the two NFL playoff games today. I mean, I think there's only two. I have the charts ready, the astrology charts ready for the LA Rams at the Carolina Panthers. And then the evil to the east, the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. So, yeah, appreciate everybody hanging on out. Again, whether you're here now, later, whenever. Thanks for stopping through. Hi, John. How you doing? Good afternoon. Any good news for the Rams? Oh, okay, that's so funny because that's the I will share. Because all of you pretty much know this, but for those of you that don't, I can't be, I have to stay objective. I can't have any sort of fandom, when I do the astrology predictions. But obviously the Rams have the better record over the Carolina Panthers. But when I was looking at the charts this morning, I'm like, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. So I'm going to pull up that one first and look at it, and then do Chicago and the evil after that. So I don't know. I guess I'm just hoping as like somebody that just is going to I'll probably watch. I'll definitely look at the scores, but I really kind of don't care any which way. Like, I suppose, like, when I'm watching, take the prediction out of it, I'll be cheering for the LA Rams just because, want to support, Rams radar with Payo Time. Want to support Payo Time, who pops in on the channel from time to time. But he is another content creator, buddy of mine. So, in that regard, I'll be rooting for his team. And then, tonight I will definitely, again, just as a fan, no astrologer, no prediction in here, but just as a fan, I will be rooting for the Chicago Bears. But again, when I do the official predictions, I can't have any sort of fandom either way. So anyway, hi Angel, good to see you. Cheers. Happy 2026 to you. Hope all's going good. JV, what's going on? I don't know what will happen in the Rams-Panthers game, but I'm 110% confident the Bears beat the Packers. 31-10 tonight. I like your prediction in there. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, let's see. Angel, what do you got? Oh, you have the Rams by 10 today. Okay. Again, I can't take this into consideration when I do the astrology prediction, but does anybody have like the numbers or the lines, like which team is kind of going in favored by the other? I really don't know. I would assume that the Rams are probably favored a little bit, even though they're playing in Carolina. Carolina is, I think, 8-9. Rams are like 12-5 or something like that. And then I don't know what Chicago's record is either. Did they end up 12-5 too? And I don't know. I know Green Bay had a tie, so they're like something. And I guess I could look at my notes from, let's see. So yeah, Green Bay, what are they? 10-6-1? Yeah, I think that's what they are, because they last played the Vikings. So that was the last prediction I did. But yeah. Let's see. A lot of people forget the Rams and Panthers already played this year and the Panthers won. Oh, okay. I feel like I do kind of remember hearing about that. It's very possible the Panthers get the win at home today. I'm going to pull up that chart here in a couple minutes, but yeah, I mean, to not like give it away completely, I am kind of actually leaning more with the Carolina Panthers, just because, again, this is just because of what I'm picking up from the astrology charts. Okay. But yeah, so it's funny that you mentioned that. Let's see. Thanks, John, for letting me know. Rams are favored 10 points. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. And then, yeah, I think we can probably get right into it here. I got my nerd notebook over here. I don't have any notes written down, but I do have the charts ready to share. So let me pull those over. They're doing some pregame right now on Fox. I do have Hulu on over here. But yeah, I hope everybody's been good. Thanks again for stopping on by. I did have to double check what time it is in Charlotte. And then I had to verify that Carolina does play in Charlotte, because how I pull up the astrology chart, I need the exact time that the game's going to start and the location. So I have the chart set for 4:30 Eastern time in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's see. Ooh, what's that about? I don't eat buffalo wings. Even when I ate meat back in the day, I never really got into wings at all. But man, the garlic honey part sounds really, really good. I love anything like garlic. Yeah. And, funny you should mention honey. I got my tea steeping right here. It is probably done. And then I got my honey right here ready to go in it. So I got some green tea. Actually, I'm probably going to take the tea bag out. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. That honey got very, very melted here. All right, cheers, everybody. I'm going to get my little drink ready here. I have a green matcha tea. This is like my third cup of tea today. So I do love a good tea. I had some orange positivity tea, or that's what they call it. It's like black tea with like ashwagandha in it. I had that earlier. And then my second cup, I had Earl Grey, all right, earlier today. And then now I'm doing the green tea. This is going to be way too hot right now, so I'm not going to take a sip, but cheers, everybody. Let's see. Okay, JV, funny you asked that too, because I was thinking of pulling that up, because clearly we don't know who the teams are going to be, but I still know I can still figure out the time and where. So, I don't know, but I did want to just look at the time and see, is the designated home team going to be the winner, or the, designated away team going to be the winner? But just like, I don't know, going in, I don't know. You think the Bills will beat the Rams in the Super Bowl? That would be fun to watch. That would be very fun. I don't know. My backup teams that I'm cheering for, I have them every year. They change, depending. But since I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, I guess for right now still, when they're done and dusted. And even during this season, I have like my backup teams that I root for. So this year, it's Denver and Tampa Bay and Jacksonville. And pretty sure Tampa Bay didn't make the cut. But Jacksonville, I'll be rooting for them. And the Denver Broncos, I'll be rooting for them too. So, yeah, I don't know. But Bills and Rams would definitely be fun. That would be fun to watch. I'm not sure. But, yeah, that would be fun. Hi, Texas. How you doing? Elaine, since when is a drain a toilet? It's all pipes. It's all pipes. It all goes, and then she goes, different pipes lead to different places. Yeah, I just watched the episode. I got honey on my hand here. I just watched the episode where George wears the toupee. I think I already talked about this maybe on my last stream, but just so funny. And then Elaine just snatches it from him and is like, I don't like this thing. And here's what I'm doing with it. And then what other one did I watch? I watched a couple episodes here recently. I've seen them all so many times. They're all funny. Oh, when George works at Elaine's office, and then he ends up hooking up with the cleaning woman, and then he tries to give the cashmere sweater first to Elaine. He got it, a little bit cheaper because there's a red dot on it. And then Kramer points out the red dot. And then he hooked up with the cleaning lady and then tries to give the sweater to the cleaning lady. And then she sees the red dot on it too. So it's funny. Yeah, always funny. Seinfeld's always good for a laugh. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up the charts here. Let me see if I can snag them. All right. And then for the regular season, for my Vikings predictions, I did end up going 12-5 for the year. So pretty happy about that. And my last prediction was Vikings versus the Green Bay Packers, aka the Evil. And I had the prediction. I had the Vikings winning by 2 to 13 points in their last game. Well, it was the last game for the Vikings, but in my last prediction that I did, yeah, that's kind of a wide margin. I don't like it to really be that wide when I do the point spread, but yeah, I had the Vikings winning by 2 to 13, and the Vikings actually ended up winning by 13 points. So the final score was Minnesota 16 and Green Bay 3. I mean, granted, Green Bay was like sitting all of their players, but anyway, that was the last one. And then, yeah, for the Vikings, since I do all the Vikings games, or I have been at least this year for the season, I went 12-5. regular season. So pretty happy about that. And then in preseason for my predictions, I did go 3-0. So I'm pretty happy with my prediction record for the Vikings this year. So that was pretty good. So I'm going to carry on, and do more predictions and keep practicing. So anyway, all right. So let's see here. Okay, let me get the chart pulled up for the first game today. That's going to be, I think it's this one here. That's going to be the Rams and the Carolina Panthers. Okay, so here's the chart for that game. And both of the games are being played today, obviously. But the charts are different, so that's why we need the exact time, and the location that will change things. And that's why everybody has a different astrology chart. So, alrighty. I'm going to put my phone over here. I feel like I'm going to knock it with my elbow here. All right. And I got this honey on my hand. I got a sticky hand. All right. So, all right, let's dive in here. I don't have any notes that I took. I do have my notebook, so I'll write down my predictions, but I was looking at these charts earlier this morning. I pulled them up. So Carolina is going to be facing the LA Rams at about 4:30. The NFL is pretty good. As an astrologer, I do like that the NFL, they stay on time. That is one thing that I kind of like. When I do the NBA and WNBA, the time can kind of vary a little bit. And even sometimes a couple of minutes will change things drastically within the chart. So I do have the chart set for 4:30 Charlotte time. All right. Hey, T-Bass, how you doing? What up, Buttercup? You should be getting an email from me later today, too, so look out for that. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Thanks for stopping through. Good to see you. All righty, so first one here. Planetary pregame time. So like I made mention of just at the beginning of the video here, obviously going into this game, the Rams are favored. They have the better record. But when I was looking at this, I'm like, And I kind of forgot until JV mentioned it earlier here in the comments that these two teams played each other earlier this year and Carolina did win. Let's see. Yeah, the NBA, it is challenging. Yes, I found that out. I found that out the hard way a few times. Yeah, generally, the charts kind of stay kind of the same, but man, I remember, I think it was the playoffs last year for the NBA where there was one chart where, or one game where I was doing the chart and tip-off time ended up being it was over 30 minutes after when it was scheduled. I get it because there's other games going on too, and those games have to finish first. But I was like, damn it, that's really hard for me to set a chart and do a prediction before the game if I don't have the exact time. But yeah. Hey, Randy, how are you doing? I don't cheer for your team, and it's with all due respect, but good luck to your team today. I hope it's a really good game. I will be watching. All right. Hey, Soda, how you doing? Let's go Panthers. All right. We got some Panthers love in the chat. No, Pack, no. All right. But, yeah, I hope it's a good game. And, whatever happens, happens. And, at least your team is in the playoffs, right, too? So, T-Bass, I'm rooting for Sammy and the Seahawks in the playoffs. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I forgot to mention the Seahawks, too. That's our Darnie. I am totally, supportive, all in on Sam Darnold. I hope he goes a long way. And I will definitely be cheering for the Seahawks, too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for mentioning that. Me, too. Texas says, astrology factoid. On this date in 1946, radar signals bouncing off the moon were detected for the first time. Really? Is that true? Interesting. This is like tinfoil hat, and I don't know if this is true or not, obviously, and this is for entertainment only. But I've heard through different discussions and different podcasts and things that the moon was brought here. The moon was brought here from, I don't really, another galaxy or somewhere, but that the moon was specifically placed here, which is interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of heard some things about that, but yeah, cool. All right. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing. All right. So speaking of the moon, actually, all right. So going to Carolina and the Rams chart here. For every single game chart, the prediction that I do, the moon is the co-ruler of the chart. Okay. The moon at the start of this game, currently, the moon is in Libra right now. All right. So the moon is in an interesting spot right now. I've mentioned this before, but there's some astrologers that kind of like equated it to not quite like a danger zone, but like an extra maybe unfavorable spot, a range where the moon is right now. And that kind of danger zone or range is called the moon via combusta. So that's when the moon is between 15 degrees of Libra, that's right here, and 15 degrees of, I think it's 15 or 16 degrees. Man, I forget. It's either like 15 or 16 degrees. Let me look it up here quick. I don't want to spread false information. I think it's 15 or 16 degrees. Let me look it up. Yeah, it's 15. Okay. Just wanted to be extra sure. So this via combusta zone is 15 degrees of Libra to 15 degrees of Scorpio. So again, that's kind of like an uncomfortable spot for the moon to be in. So the moon is in that spot at the start of this game today in North Carolina. All right. T-Bass says, long story, but my uncle was in charge of all the moon rocks that came back from the Apollo missions. 1976, I got to hold moon rocks in my own hand. That is very cool. That's very cool. Did you feel any extra like energy from them at all or anything like that? That's super cool. As a 9-year-old kid, I remember saying to myself, looks just like a rock that I find playing down by the creek. Creek or crick. All right. That's super cool though. That's very cool. I've not held a moon rock. All right. Okay. So, alrighty. My hair. All right. Fiddling around with my hair. I need to stop it. It's part of my hair. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. So this danger zone for the moon. So again, too, I've mentioned this before, but the moon, again, she's the co-ruler of every single chart. And in world astrology, which is called mundane astrology, the moon rules the people. And the moon rules our emotions, too, our kind of more feminine side. The moon is the mother, the sun, kind of like the father, masculine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy. We all have a sun sign and a moon sign, etc. So at the start of this game, the moon is in that combusta zone. She's at 23 degrees of Libra. And I also will look at how the moon is communicating with the other planets and with the sun. So what's interesting, too, is not only is the moon in this kind of like danger zone, the moon combuster at the start of this game, the moon is actually also what's called void of course. So she's void. That means that she's not making any major interactions with any other planets or the sun until she moves into the next sign. So since the moon is the co-ruler of the chart and she's kind of just like wandering, kind of doing her own thing in this kind of like danger zone, that, makes this very interesting. I don't know if I remember doing a chart. I maybe have because the moon moves really quickly, but I don't really remember off the top of my head doing a prediction for a game that had the moon in the danger zone and the combusta zone, or also when the moon is void of course. So she's kind of in this danger zone and she's not communicating with any other planets until she moves over into Scorpio here. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. All right. Oh, you're putting $500 on the Bears tonight. Best of luck. Best of luck. I hope you get that money. Hope you win. JV, if the Bears win the Super Bowl this year, that will mean that Case Keenum will officially be a Super Bowl champion. That's right. Yes. Yes. We're Team Case. We're the Keeniacs over here for sure. That is so exciting. Just another reason to, from the sidelines, root for the Bears too. So, oh my gosh, goes Case Keenum. Yeah. And he might be an extra secret weapon for them too. And I mean, who knows? He probably is helping Caleb Williams a lot. I think he's technically the third string, right? For Chicago. Let's see. You were lucky enough to actually hold a lock of Beethoven's hair. Are you telling us that you're like a vampire then? Like you're immortal? It was mostly gray, but slightly brown. Okay. Yeah. Another legend there. Okay. Alexander, does Jupiter affect the orbit of the moon? That's actually a really good question. I think, well, technically, when the planets are like moving around, they all have kind of like a different effect depending on where they are. So, since you asked about Jupiter, we'll actually look at that right now. I would actually think maybe vice versa, like the moon has an effect on Jupiter, but then, actually it can go both ways. Like Jupiter can communicate with the moon and the moon can communicate with Jupiter. But I don't think I don't know astronomy that well. I guess I don't really know. But I know that when they're interacting with one another, that definitely they affect one another. So we'll kind of look at that since you mentioned it right now. So the moon, she's moving away from a square to Jupiter. So a square is when two planets are 90 degrees apart. Each zodiac sign is 30 degrees. So when you see one of these red lines here, the moon is at 23 degrees of Libra and Jupiter is moving backwards because Jupiter's retrograde right now. Jupiter is at 20 degrees of Cancer. So each zodiac sign is 30 degrees. So if you count like 1, 2, 3, the moon and Jupiter are about 90 degrees apart. So the moon is about 93 degrees away. So the moon is moving away from a square to Jupiter. And since Jupiter is a benefic planet, it usually brings blessings and good luck and positivity. But Jupiter will also blow up or expand or make bigger anything that it touches. So while Jupiter is known to have beneficial or good qualities, it doesn't know any boundaries. Like there's no restrictions with Jupiter. So like what Jupiter's touching, it's going to be amplified. So, and since the moon rules our emotions, there could have been some amplified emotions. There could be definite amplified emotions going into this game. But since the moon is kind of separating away from that tension and square with Jupiter, that could be kind of like subsided in a little bit. I don't know if that exactly answers your question, but that's a really good question. I should look into that a little bit more. I know Jupiter itself has multiple moons itself. Like Jupiter, I think has it's got more than one moon. I know that. I don't know exactly how many moons Jupiter has, but our moon is very, very powerful in the way that, it moves so quickly through the zodiac signs and through the constellations. So, and the moon rules our emotions. So that's why, one day you could kind of feel up, the next day you could kind of go down. And it could also, that also is the same for where the moon is within your own personal astrology chart. And, that's what makes everyone's own chart. So no two people have the exact same chart. So, some people have a very well aspected moon, or like the moon is in good communication with a lot of planets in somebody's chart that could make them, balanced emotionally, or like somebody that has a good handle on their emotions. Where if somebody was born with like a square to Jupiter, for example, their emotions might be on a bigger scale. Like their emotions might kind of blow up or kind of be all over the place. It really depends. So I would say since the moon and Jupiter are moving away from this square with one another, that going into this game, emotions are going to kind of be on high alert or are going to be high. And that doesn't surprise us because this is a playoff game. So I'm sure, all the players, all the fans and stuff like that, that's no surprise. Usually what's happening in the sky is reflected down here and vice versa. So, yeah, anyway, I really like that question. I hope that kind of answers that. Let's see. Really? When you were a student at San Jose State University? That's really cool. Do they have it in like a display or something there, or like other items of his? That's really cool. That's awesome. Did you have to wear gloves when you held it or not? All right. So now we got about 13 minutes before this game starts today. So we already kind of talked about the moon. And now I'm going to look at Carolina, how they kind of sit for the game today. So Carolina, they're going to be represented by Saturn, the planet Saturn today. So just like how Jupiter is the greater benefic planet in astrology, Saturn is the greater malefic planet in astrology. So Saturn is going to be the ruler of the Carolina Panthers today. Saturn is very slow, okay? Slow moving. And Saturn is like the karmic taskmaster, okay? Like you got to follow the rules. You got to do what you're supposed to do. And if you're not doing the right thing, Saturn will, like, if you're going through a door, but you're not doing the right thing, Saturn will shut that door. You got to go back. If you're going down a path, you're not doing the right thing, that path will end and you got to turn around and go back and do it the right way. All right. And Saturn is also the ruler of like older people, father time, karmic energy, things like that. So that's going to be the main ruler for Carolina today. So we could see maybe their gameplay or them as a team being a little bit more slow, a little bit more methodical. Maybe some, I'm not exactly sure their roster, but maybe some of their more, older players or, veteran players might kind of have to like step up today and kind of like lead the way. Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but usually like the coaching staff generally is a little bit older, or they can be, but anybody that's like older on the team, within the team, that like has some control of the team are gonna, come into play today for Carolina. And again, maybe a little bit more kind of like slow and methodical, or maybe it might take them a little bit to kind of get going. All right. So Saturn is the main ruler for Carolina today, but in Carolina's first house here, which is labeled number 7, we have all of these other planets here. So there's all of this Capricorn energy right now because Mercury is in Capricorn. So Mercury is a co-ruler for Carolina today. Mars is in Capricorn, another co-ruler for Carolina today. The sun is in Capricorn because we're in Capricorn season right now. So happy Capricorn season to all the Capricorns out there too. And also Venus is at 21 degrees of Capricorn. So not only are Carolina, are they ruled by Saturn? They're also co-ruled by Mercury, the communication planet, Mars, the lesser malefic planet, which is our ambition, our energy, our drive. It rules anger, blood, cutting, things like that. And then also the sun, which gives us life. That's who we are at our core. It's masculine energy. And then the lesser benefic planet, Venus, which rules finances, what we love, what we find to be beautiful. So they have all of this kind of like extra energy today. And Mars does usually do well when it's associated with sports, because again, Mars can rule our ambition and our drive, and Mars moves really, really fast. So how the Carolina Panthers play their game today is actually ruled by the planet Mars, because their 5th house, which rules games, sports, recreation, gambling, lands in the sign of Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. So it's like, I would just really expect Carolina just to be like zoned in today. Like they have all of this extra planetary energy. Like they're just all in. We are prepared. We are ready for this battle. Mars also rules over war. Okay. So it's like they're going into battle, they're going into war, and they are prepared. All right. Not only too that their ruler of how they play their game today is right in their first house of themselves as a team. So it's like, again, where our communication is right there. Our ambition is right there. What we are trying to accomplish is right there. What we love winning with Venus there. That is all there for Carolina. So it's like they have all of this extra energy supporting them today. And then also too, in Carolina's 5th house is Uranus. Uranus is an unpredictable planet. It's kind of unstable energy. It can be a little bit chaotic. and it can bring surprises. So that planet being in Carolina's fifth house of how they play their game today, some sort of surprise in store. Is that surprise going to be that they're actually going to beat the Rams and knock the Rams out, the Rams who are favored in this game today? In due time, we will find out. Okay. And also, Carolina, it's funny that they're playing in Carolina, and Saturn, the ruler of the Carolina Panthers, is right in Carolina's fourth house of their home or their stadium. So I just find that to be kind of funny that it's like super, reflected, like they're playing at home. And as a matter of fact, they are at home because Saturn is in the fourth house of home. Okay. And then I'm also going to look at the reputation, the public reputation, and kind of the career for each team. That is represented by each team's 10th house. The planet that rules that house for Carolina today is Mercury, because their 10th house lands in Virgo right down here, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And if you look, Mercury is another one of these co-rulers for Carolina today. So we can't really look, and the moon is also in Carolina's 10th house too. So the fans might be a little bit of, in some sort of upheaval today. Maybe feeling a little bit lost. Maybe some fans aren't really they're cheering for the team, but something deep down is there's trepidation. They're kind of worried about this game today. They're not quite sure. If the team does lose, they might be, obviously sad about it, but not really knowing how to feel. And that could also come to manifest as if Carolina does win today, it's what? We did win? Oh my gosh, we wanted to win, but we weren't expecting it. So now what do we do? Maybe something like that. All right. And Mars is in good. Mars, that being Carolina's game, how they play their game today. Mars and the sun are both at 20 degrees. So it's this extra amplified power and this spotlight on Carolina on the game today. And Saturn is in good communication with Mars, with Mercury, with the sun, with Venus. So I do like that for Carolina. Also, Carolina, aka Saturn, is in good communication with Uranus. Their sextile, which is when two planets are 60 degrees away from one another, this thicker blue line here, that's good communication. So I just feel like a lot of good things for Carolina today, a lot of extra energy here. It might take them a little while again to kind of get in the swing of things with them being ruled by Saturn, because Saturn is slow. And the one thing that I don't necessarily like for Carolina is that they do have this, the moon in their 10th house of career and longevity and their public image for today. And again, the moon is kind of in this danger zone. And the moon is also void. So she's not really making any other communication with any other planets before she moves into Scorpio. So we could kind of look out for that. Maybe on some sort of public level, Carolina might show maybe a little bit of confusion, or, they're having displaced emotions a little bit there. Just things to look out for. Okay. And then now I'll come over and take a little peek here at LA, and we're going to talk about them a little bit. I'm just going to come back to the comment here for a second. Yes, Jupiter does have many moons. Some are the size of small planets, and others are the size of big asteroids. Yeah. Do you know how many moons Jupiter technically has? I do not. But yeah, Jupiter is super cool too. I love looking at pictures of all of the planets, but when they have those really, really good images of the planets, Jupiter is very cool looking. And there's this certain circle on Jupiter. It almost looks like it could be, it's not like an eye, but it could be, but it's very pronounced, or it's right there. And I love looking at pictures of Jupiter. Jupiter is very, very cool looking. I mean, all the planets are, but yeah, it's Jupiter has this eye or something, or this circle that's and it also kind of has these waves in it, which kind of look like the outline of a dragon a little bit to me or something when I've looked at images of Jupiter. And Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces and Sagittarius too, if you're wondering, the zodiac signs. It's a display. Oh, okay. No gloves, but the security was watching very closely. Oh, and you had to sign a permission form. Wow. Wow, very serious. Yeah. Most of the times in the past, if history repeats itself when a team gets in the playoffs with a record like that and everyone complains, they end up winning. That's interesting. And yeah, when I look at the astrology too, I'm looking for patterns, and repeated patterns because the planets, they move in patterns. So that's why the notes are really good for myself. If I see something like two planets doing something similar that I've seen in, a game before, I can kind of go back to that. But yeah, we're looking for the patterns here, definitely. So now let's take a little peek at the LA Rams. My tea's probably cold, or it's maybe drinkable. I'm going to turn my hot plate on, though, you guys. You guys all know that I love my hot plate. My computer's been doing that. All right, we're back. Okay, cheers, everybody. This is like perfect drinkable tea now, the temperature. All right. So I think I can be very long-winded. All right, we got about 2 minutes before kickoff. It's about 3:28 Central Time. So now let's go take a little look-see at the LA Rams. So the Rams, they're going to be ruled by the moon today. So their first house, or them as a team, lands in the sign of Cancer. Cancer's ruled by the moon. So we already talked about the moon. Not only is she the co-ruler of the entire chart, she's also the ruler of the Rams today. So all of those things that I was talking about earlier, how she's void, how she's in this combustus, she's in this kind of danger zone, she's in this area she doesn't really feel comfortable in, and she's not making any major communication with any other planets right now. So that right there for the Rams, I'm like, ooh, eek, I don't like that. Something like, how they show up today, it might it could, we'll see how it plays out, of course. It could turn out to be is this actually the Rams that we've been watching all season? What's up with them today? They don't look like their normal self. Something like that, because their ruler, the moon, is wandering around, and she's in this area that she doesn't really feel comfy in. Okay. But the one thing that I do like for the Rams is they have Jupiter. We were also talking about Jupiter. They have Jupiter in their first house. So Jupiter is a co-ruler for them. Jupiter is the greater benefic planet. So again, Jupiter usually will bring good things and blessings. But again, it doesn't know any boundaries. All right. And if you look, Jupiter is at 20 degrees of Cancer. All of this thick red line here, all of them. There's multiples of them, but it looks like one. Jupiter is directly opposite Mars and the sun. All right. And those two, the sun and Mars, are co-rulers for Carolina today. So it's like Jupiter, the co-ruler for the Rams, they're all the way across here. And normally when I'm looking at game charts, an opposition is not good. It's not helpful. All right. So the fifth house, how the Rams play their game today, is ruled by Venus because it lands in Libra. Their fifth house lands, this number 5 here, lands in the sign of Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So Venus is at 21 degrees of Capricorn. That is another planet that is opposing Jupiter. Now, since Venus and Jupiter are benefic planets, sometimes when there's a square or an opposition, one of these red lines, a more unfavorable line of communication, since it's the two benefic planets, sometimes that can be lessened a little bit. It's not as harsh and it's not as bad because they're two benefic planets. But it's almost as the Rams and how they play their game are just on opposite ends here. It's they're trying to do one thing while the other thing is happening. And also the ruler of the Rams game is a co-ruler of the Panthers itself today. So it's almost like the Panthers, I don't know, it's have the Rams figured out or something like that. But I don't like that for the Rams either. And not to mention the moon is moving away from a square to Venus. And again, the moon squaring Venus isn't as bad as like the moon squaring like Mars per se or something like that. But the moon is moving away from the square to Venus, but all these squares and this opposition for the Rams, I really do not like that for them. And the one like kind of false safe that the Rams do have today is that Jupiter rules the Rams' 10th house of their career, their longevity. And, you know, Jupiter being a quote unquote good planet, like the Rams are coming into this game favored. Like on a public level, you know, they're favored to win today. They've won a Super Bowl before. Like they've been here before. They have this like kind of good look about them, you know, coming into this game today. So Jupiter is in good line with Saturn and Neptune, which are both in the Rams' 10th house. All right. But Jupiter is just a co-ruler for the Rams today. But Jupiter, again, is communicating well with Saturn and with Neptune. Okay. What I was getting at here. I'll come back to the chat in a second here for your comments. Thanks again for hanging out, everybody. And I know the game's probably already started. It's 3:34. And Venus, the ruler, again, of how the Rams play their game today, is in good communication with Saturn, which is a co-ruler of, you know, kind of the longevity for the Rams today. But honestly, you guys, I am picking Carolina to win this game today. I just think that they have a lot more support within the chart, everything we kind of went over. And I'm thinking that it's going to be Carolina to win, or I'm picking Carolina to win. And by, I would say like a point spread of like 1 to 3 points. Like, and I say that because Saturn, which rules Carolina, is sextile Uranus, which is in their 5th house of how they play their game. Saturn's at 26 degrees. Uranus is at 27. Obviously, that's 1 degree apart. And then Saturn is also in good communication with Venus, the Sun, Mars, and Mercury, which are all co-supporting and co-ruling Carolina today. You know, Mars and the Sun being at 20 degrees, Saturn at 26, Venus at 21, you know, anywhere from like 2 to 5 points, you know, something like that. So I am picking Carolina to win today. And I will say by like 1 to 6 points. So I'm going to write that down before I forget. Okay, so I wrote that down. All right. Let's see. Alexander, that red spot on Jupiter is a storm. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Jupiter has strong winds as it rotates every 10 hours and it has a huge diameter. Aha. Yeah, I'm glad that you know what I was talking about. Have you seen that though too on the images where it kind of like, that would make sense with the wind. It kind of looks like a dragon. I don't know. I get like a dragon image like within the image. That's very cool. Texas, let's see. Your cat, Nigella, is that how you say your cat's name? Woke you up at exactly 6 a.m. and purred into my ear that the Panthers will win 36-24. I mean, the cats are really all-knowing. They really are. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with your cat. Yeah, and we'll see if your cat's right on the points, too. So, all right. That's adorable. Lions today, hey. The 3-eye Galactus, is that different than the 3-eye Atlas thing? Effects as well? Yeah, I don't know what to think about the 3-eye Atlas thing. If that's what you're referring to, unless you're referring to something else too. Yeah, I mean, everything's affected really if you think about it. Like all the planets are affected by what's going on with all the other planets. The moon just moves the fastest, you know, out of all of the planets. But yeah, I mean, they're always interacting up there, which is, like this chart over here is a snapshot of the sky, what the planets are doing at 4:30 Eastern time, so that's what the planets are doing. So anybody that was born in Charlotte today at exactly 4:30, in 0 seconds, if there was a birth at that exact time, this would be their birth chart. Okay. But yeah, that's very interesting. Hi, William. How you doing? I think you already had a birthday, right? I know it's in January. I know you're Capricorn, but I think it already happened. Was it like the 8th or something like that? Happy birthday. Happy belated or happy upcoming. Anyway, I know you got a birthday coming up, or that already happened. Good to see you. All right, so let me see here. What's going on here? Let me pull up the game. So it did start a couple minutes ago. It looks like the Rams have possession here. So anyway, that is my prediction and the chart reading for Carolina and the Rams. We'll see how everything plays out. Looks like the Rams are close to scoring here, and they're only about 2 minutes in. All right. So thanks everybody for paying attention on that one. And then now I'm going to pull up the chart for the Bears and the Packers. That's going to be later tonight. Carolina to win. Big prediction. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, and I always go back and check my work. I always go back and do that, and make extra notes. Like, what were you right about here? What were you, wrong about here? What actually played out? So yeah, it'll be interesting. And I'm really interested to see how everything plays out because of the moon. Again, how she's not communicating with any other planets and she's in the combustus zone. So I'm really interested to see how that, how she shows herself within the game. Just because, again, I can't really remember like doing a game chart that had not only the moon void, not communicating with any other planets, but also in the danger zone or in the via combustus. So, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Let's see. Oh, it was on Wednesday, the 7th. I was very close. Okay. Just turned 49. Very good. Well, yeah, happy belated. I'm glad you had a good one. Good to hear. Oh, and just like that, the Rams score. Only took them about 4 minutes. All right. So we'll see too, since the Rams have Jupiter in their first house, and that's pretty much like the extra help, that the Rams are going to get today is because of Jupiter in their first house. So we'll see how powerful, Jupiter can be. Because again, the main ruler for the Rams today, how I'm reading the chart, is the moon. Moon's not doing anything, okay? So their false safe is Jupiter. So we'll see how powerful Jupiter can be. And again, Jupiter is the greater benefic planet. So, and Jupiter being in the sign of Cancer, where Jupiter is right now, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. While it doesn't rule Jupiter, or it doesn't rule Cancer, excuse me, Jupiter feels like kind of like an honored guest when Jupiter is in Cancer, or when a planet is exalted. That planet feels very, very comfortable there. So Jupiter feels really comfortable in the sign of Cancer right now. So, the Rams already scored. So they're up 7-0. Let's see. Generally, it's always bad news when a female stops talking, right? When you get quiet, like, uh-oh, what happened? Yeah, it's almost like, again, the moon, she's still there. She's just wandering around because she's not making any direct communication with any other planets. Like, she's leaving her square, or like saying bye to Jupiter, and then she's also saying like bye to Venus. So, and that's another thing too, that who knows, I may have overlooked, that I just thought of now, that the last line of communication that the moon was making was to the two benefic planets. So one of them co-ruling the Rams and the other co-ruling the Panthers. The greater benefic co-ruling the Rams, the lesser benefic Venus co-ruling the Panthers. So we'll see how that plays out. That's actually a good point there. All right. William, you're for the Rams this game? All right. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. And if the Rams do end up winning, I'll be happy for Payo Time. Again, my buddy that's content creator, he's under Rams Radar with Payo Time on YouTube. So I'll totally be happy for him. And like, as just a viewer of the game, and again, just putting like the astrologer hat away and like the predictions aside, like I don't care. Like I don't care who wins the game. I guess if I had to pick, I would probably pick the Rams just because, just to show my solidarity with Payo Time there. But again, I do not care like who wins the game. And, kind of seeing the underdog, or like Carolina is like the underdog, that'd be kind of cool too. But I personally do not care who wins. But all right, so the next one, let me pull it up here. The next game for tonight, we have, let me see if it's the right one here. All right, we have Chicago hosting the Packers. All right. So that's this chart over here. Knocking my computer down. Don't want to be doing that. Seriously, you guys, this little part of my hair here, I don't know. It like won't have the volume I want. My Leo rising is always showing here. Always fussing around with my hair. I've been like that since I was younger. T-Bass, please don't credit me for making a good point. I'm making jokes. I do not understand astrology at all. I'm just being a smartass. Oh my God, I know. I totally get it. Like, I get what you mean. Like, oh, that's trouble when a female starts talking. Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah. And I'm not taking any offense or anything like that. I know you're just joking around. Totally. All good over here. All right. So I'm going back here just to kind of check in as to what's happening, because I have the game and the chart on the same monitor. They're just on different tabs. So, all right. It looks like Carolina's on their own 20. All right. So a completion. Actually, too, I am going to put timestamps on this video, but I want it for my own self. I'm going to put on the bottom here which chart we're looking at here. And too, I did update some of my other social medias, and I did make a TikTok for myself too. So I put that in the description. If anybody's on TikTok and you want to follow me over there, I thought that I'd be able to just link this stream and also go live over there. But I guess you need like 1,000 followers or something on TikTok to go live. So I can't go live over there yet. But anybody interested, I did put the my updated social media handles underneath. And I am probably going to change the name of this channel too, just to my name, just to match my other social medias as well. So just a heads up on that. But yeah, thanks again for being here, everybody. And yeah, if you're over on TikTok, give me a follow if you want to do that. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Alexander, I agree. I always like Matt Stafford too. I do like him. And yeah, that would be cool for him to win, another big one. And yeah, I'd be happy for him too. Yeah. William, everyone asked me on Wednesday how it felt to turn 49. I said it's just another day, but honestly, the next one scares you. Yeah. Well, as Capricorn, you age like a fine wine, right? That's what they do say about Capricorn, or that's, things are generally, according to like the astrology and Saturn ruling Capricorn, like as Capricorns age, they kind of age gracefully, and like some Capricorns can like age in reverse. But yeah, it really just is a number, right? Kind of goes by like how you feel, but yeah, I can understand why maybe the next one is kind of maybe more like a bigger milestone for sure. But yeah, I'm glad you had a good birthday. Underdog, the secret compartment of my ring I fill with my underdog super energy pill. What? Wait, I got to read that again. Underdog, the secret compartment of my ring I fill with my underdog super energy pill. Like the cartoon Underdog? I know you're just being funny again. I know you're just joking around. I'm just like, what? Wait, what? But yeah, the underdog story, right? That's always fun. Oh man, we got the bots in here. All right. I gotta say hi to the bots. All right. I got to be nice to the bots. I try to be nice to the bots. Okay. Even though sometimes it's like, all right, bot. Okay. They're on commercial. So let's dive in here now to Chicago and Green Bay. All right. So I'm pretty sure Chicago's favored no, wait, actually, I think is Green Bay favored in this one? Not that it matters because we got to kind of put that aside anyway. But all right, now kind of same thing in regard to the moon for the game tonight. Kickoff is slated for about 7 o'clock Central Time. They're playing in Chicago. So this is the chart for that game. All right, now at the start of the game, the Rams game, again, the moon was at 23 degrees. So tonight, at the start of the Bears-Packers game, the moon is going to be at 25 degrees of Libra. So again, the moon moves pretty quickly. She generally stays in a zodiac sign, or she does stay in a zodiac sign for about 2.5 days. So again, each zodiac sign is 30 degrees. So she moves pretty quickly. All right. She's the quickest mover out of all of the planets and the sun. Mercury is also very quick. Mercury is a very, very fast mover, but the moon is the fastest one. All right. She moves the fastest throughout all the signs. So again, the moon is void at the start of the Bears-Packers game. Again, she's not making any big communication with any other planets, and she's still in the combusta zone, that being between 15 degrees of Libra, which is right here, and 15 degrees of Scorpio right here. So we still got that kind of energy going on for tonight. All right. Ooh, yeah, 49ers and Eagles. Your Eagles are playing tomorrow. I might pop on tomorrow too and do those games. I'll see how it goes, what my schedule looks like. But yeah, I would like to just keep doing it just for my own practice and stuff. So yeah, good luck to your Eagles, William. All right. Yes, the cartoon Underdog. Oh, okay. I knew of the cartoon, but I never watched it. I've seen Underdog before, but I don't think I've ever seen a full episode. Oh, that's where he hides his pills. Oh, okay. That make him strong and save the day. Okay, right on. There you go. All right. Ooh, Green Bay favored by 1. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. William, my dad told me that having a son turn 50, really made him feel old. Aw, yeah. Yeah, it's hard, you guys. Oh, there's a bot again. But yeah, I could understand that too when you have a kid that turns that old. You're like, oh, damn, that is old. But you guys, I don't really think it is at all. I'm turning my space heater back on. Okay. I feel like too, especially as time goes on and modern medicine and all these things, man, I don't know, back in the day or whatever, 50 or 60 can be considered old or whatever. But I don't think of people that are in their 50s or 60s or 70s. Or, I don't really think of them as old. I think of people that are older, probably when you're in your 80s. I'm okay, you're older. But old people are awesome. They have been around. They have all of that knowledge and wisdom, and they have been through it. So me, myself personally, I don't think you're old until you're in your 80s, stuff and beyond. But I really like old people. So older people, I always have. And I think that's probably because myself personally, I'm very Saturn ruled in my own personal astrology chart, and Saturn rules old people. So I've always kind of felt like an old person, and I've always really liked older people and old people in general. I was very close with all of my grandparents, very, very close with all of them. So, alrighty. So it looks like Carolina, do the Rams have Carolina lost somebody. They're already down a player. All right, the Rams have the ball again. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe there was a turnover or something. Not exactly sure, but the Rams got the ball again. They are at Carolina's 15. Easy first down for them. So, but, kind of like I said, with the Carolina being ruled by Saturn, they could start slow, and maybe they might not even get off the ground. But again, I picked them to win, so we'll see. All right, William, you got the Packers for tonight? All right, yeah, let's get back to that. I will never, ever, 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 ever root for the Packers. I don't care if someone has a gun to my head. I mean, hey, that's fair. I get that. Yeah, I won't ever root for the Packers either. Like, of all the teams that I would never, like, I'd rather just, no, I'm not going to ever root for them at all. No, I don't like them. They're the cheeseheads. They're the rivals, right? But again, when I do the astrology, I place my fandom to the side. So for the Bears, they're going to be ruled by Saturn and Uranus tonight, because the zodiac sign that rules the Bears is Aquarius. Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn. Modern day ruler is Uranus. Oh, we got Foster Kitty in the house. She might come up here. All right, she's over here. I'm going to have to kind of watch her a little bit. There's a lot of cords and stuff in here. She's been doing pretty good about leaving them alone now that I've told her no. And there's a few plants in here, so if I have to get up abruptly. And the plants are toxic, so I don't want her chewing on the plants, but she's in here. I don't know if I can grab her quick. Ooh. Hi, kitty. Ooh. Here she is. All right. I've been fostering this kitty for a couple months. She's really cute. Hello, kitty. Hello. I really like her eyes and her little stripes here. She came to say hi. All right. So, So again, Saturn and Uranus, they're going to be the rulers of Chicago tonight. All right. So we'll take a little look at that. And then for Green Bay, they're going to be ruled by the sun, because the zodiac sign that represents them is Leo. Okay. So taking a look at Chicago first, again, they're ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So again, we can't really look at the moon. The moon, again, she is the co-ruler, but since she's not doing anything, we're going to just kind of be like, okay, you're there. Now, for Chicago, how they play their game tonight, that lands in the sign of Gemini. So Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So I'm going to take a look and see what Mercury and Saturn and Mercury and Uranus are doing. So Saturn is in good communication with Mercury. Mercury is at 14 degrees of Capricorn and is working towards a sextile, which is one of these blue lines here. That's good communication. All right. And Uranus, the co-ruler of Chicago, is at 27 degrees of Taurus. And Mercury is moving towards what's called a trine. That's when two planets are 120 degrees apart. That is the best communication that two planets can have with one another. Mercury is in an earth sign in Capricorn. Uranus is in Taurus, another earth sign. So that is really, really favorable. Not only, that's very favorable because, rewording here, because Saturn is in good communication with Mercury. The main ruler for the Bears tonight is in good harmony, good communication with how they play their game. And also Uranus, the co-ruler for Chicago, also in good communication with Mercury, i.e. how they play their game. And funny enough, too, Mercury is the communication planet. And then also for Chicago, they have Jupiter in their fifth house of how they play their game today. So Jupiter is a co-ruler of how they play their game today. Again, Jupiter's the greater benefic planet in astrology. Jupiter is in good communication with Saturn, with the Bears themselves, and Jupiter is also in good communication with Uranus, the co-ruler of the Bears. For the Bears, how they showed on a public level is lands in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and the modern day ruler is Pluto. So we'll look at both. So Saturn and Mars are in good communication. Mars and Uranus are in good communication. All right. So it's almost as if like, okay, the Bears are like, yeah, all right, we're playing tonight. And even though Green Bay is favored and we haven't really been in this position before, all right, we're ready to step kind of into the major spotlight here. Like they've put the work in, they've put the effort in, because that is associated with Saturn. Like with Saturn will rule hard work and effort and following the rules, putting the work in, putting the time in. It's kind of like it's the slow climb to the top, but when you do what you're supposed to do and kind of like pay your dues, then Saturn will reward that. All right. And then Pluto, which is the co-ruler of how the Bears will show out on a public level tonight. Pluto is in the Bears' 12th house of what's hidden away from them. Oh, the kitty's going for my water cup. She's going for the water. Whee! I'm just going to put her down over here. She was in her little cat tower taking a nap, but now she's exploring the space, which is fine. She's being good. She just has to not chew on the plants and the cords. All right. So that's one thing that's a little bit concerning for me is for Chicago is that Pluto, which is the planet of kind of destruction, is in their 12th house of what's hidden away from them, kind of like on this public kind of level thing. Are they actually going to maybe be kind of taken down and their season destructed tonight? Kitty? All right, she's chewing the one cord, but she's doing pretty good. And it's like, from a cat perspective, all the plants and the cords and stuff, oh my gosh, that's got to be like, ooh, that looks so fun for them. Like, I totally get it. But Kitty, I'm going to give her another warning, but I might have to boot her out of here. She's chewing on the fairy light cord right now. I don't know if you guys can, I don't think you can see it. Hey. Leave it. All right, you got to come over here then. Okay. All righty. So, oh, and another thing for Chicago is that Jupiter still in the opposition with the Sun and Sun and Mars, which I'm like, that's a little bit of interesting there. Like, Chicago, you better be on your A game. But again, I just feel like they put the time, the effort in. It's taken them a while to get to the point that they are right now, that being Chicago, that it's like, they've put in the effort. They put in the time. Like, they should deserve, according to Saturn, because they have done their due diligence to get to where they are. And if they just follow the script, do what they're supposed to do what they are good at, do, what works for them, that should bode well for Chicago. Now, taking a look at Green Bay, they're going to be ruled by the sun. So the sun is very, very, very powerful. I mean, it gives us daylight. It gives us life, right? So that right there is powerful within itself. And the sun is conjunct or right on top of Mars. Mars does well in a sports setting because, again, Mars rules our ambition, our drive. It's, again, the planet of war and anger. Like, Green Bay is not going to just go in there and be like, okay, well, we're done. Like, even though we're playing in Chicago and even though we have the lesser record, like, no, I don't think so. All right. So I just feel like Green Bay is going to be playing fast tonight and like they are really going to war. Like, this is like war for them, like this game. And I mean, that kind of makes sense too, because these two teams are rivals with one another. Like, there's maybe not like necessarily bad blood, but there could potentially, after this game today, be some extra like bad blood between these two teams that are already rivals. And then for Green Bay, how they play their game today, lands in the sign of Sagittarius. And if you look, Mercury is there, Mars is there, and the sun is there. So it's like Green Bay, they're in, all of their starters are going to be back today. Like, they're all in. They're going all in, right? They are there. They're focused on the game, okay, on the sport, on the game today. Again, I would really expect Green Bay to come out really treating this game like it is a battle, like it is a war. Kitty's really exploring the space here. I think she might jump down. All right. Oh, we got to... Oh, my God, that's so cute. Oh, my God, that's too funny. Okay, that's hilarious. Now she's going over here. That is so funny. Okay. Kitty's really exploring the space, which is fine. That's fine. She's just exploring the space. All right. And if you guys are in the Minnesota area, again, she is up for adoption. I am fostering her. I have been for a little while. So shoot me an email. My email's in the description if you're interested or if you know anybody interested, and I'll give you more information about her. She's almost 6 months old. She was born in very late July / like early August. So she's got some Leo energy, actually, speaking of Leos. So anyway, they need that attention. And that spotlight just follows them wherever they are. So she's going for the palm plant over here. This one, she doesn't really like to leave alone. All right. I'll be back. Okay, so I just shut the door for a little while. Her and my dog can hang out together. Funny enough, my dog is like sleeping in the kitty's blankets when the cat was in the cat tower. So anyway. All right. Now, back to Green Bay. Their 5th house, again, ruled by Jupiter. The sun is opposing Jupiter. So again, this like red line. So for me, I don't like that for Green Bay. It's almost like, yes, they're going to be all in for this game, treating it like war, like we're going into battle here. We got to keep winning. But it's almost as if like what they do and what they want to do are going to be at like 2 different ends, right? Something like that. But I do think too that like Green Bay, they're going to have, everything ready to go kind of in their little playbook. And I think for Matt LaFleur, the coach of Green Bay, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think after this season, like his contract ends too. So he could, this is another kind of like maybe audition or like show for if he's going to stay with Green Bay or if he's going to go elsewhere, like something like that. And then for Green Bay, how they show out on a public level, that lands in the sign of Taurus. So Venus is the ruler of Green Bay's longevity, their public image for tonight. And Venus is also in their 5th house too. So it's like all eyes, all energy, like focused on this game. Like we don't want to be embarrassed. Like, I mean, again, and like Green Bay is it's not like a small city, but right, it's not like a huge city, but like all of Wisconsin, all the eyes like focused on this game today versus Chicago. Like we are going to battle. Like I'm just really getting that like extra energy and vibe from the chart from Green Bay. So the sun is actually in good communication with Venus. The sun is at 21 degrees of Capricorn. And to all of this Capricorn energy, Capricorn can be very, very serious. Like they're taking this game serious. This is serious business. Capricorn can be associated with business too. And Capricorns are very hardworking. It's oftentimes like all work, no play. So I'd almost like expect Green Bay to just be like really serious about this game today. Like we're going to battle, we're going to war. It is serious and we got to stay focused and do what we're supposed to do here. All right. So the sun is opposing Jupiter. I don't really like that. But the sun is right next to Venus, which I do like for Green Bay on a more like public level, public scale, like reputation. And Green Bay has won the big game before. Granted, it's been a little while, but they've been here. And then also Uranus, which is, again, the planet of surprise, of upheaval, of unpredictability. Uranus is in Green Bay's 10th house. So on a public level, there could be something surprising, that Green Bay does or that happens that is unexpected. And the sun is in good communication with Uranus. All right. So, man, it's like I thought I had this like coming into the stream today. I really thought I had both of the teams kind of locked in on what I thought, was going to happen or who I thought was going to win each game. I just popped back over to Rams and Carolina here. It's still 7-0. The Rams are looking like they might score again. It's almost the end of the first quarter. All right. But yeah, now that I'm walking like through the chart too for the Bears and Green Bay, it's like, I don't know. Like Green Bay has got some energy going into this game today. I just really think that like Green Bay is really going to put up a fight. Like they are not going to make this easy by any means for Chicago. And again, yeah, they're playing in Chicago. It's not their home stadium, but Chicago's not far away from Green Bay. They both of these teams play outside. Both of these teams are, no strangers to playing within the elements. So that's like, not really like an extra like benefit for Chicago per se, where it would be, if Chicago was hosting a team that, mainly plays indoors. So I don't know. It's like, man, again, I thought I had it all kind of like figured out here, but as I'm looking more into it, I'm like, yeah, this is, So another thing too, when I'm not like super sure, another thing I can look at is the part of fortune, which is an Arabic lot. It's this circle with an X through it here. Oh, we got more bots. Oh, we got more bots here. All right. Okay. And then the part of fortune is at 15 degrees of Scorpio. So that's kind of another like, the part of fortune is helping both Green Bay and Chicago because the part of fortune is in good communication with the sun. Again, the sun being Green Bay. And then the part of fortune is also in good communication with Saturn, which is the co-ruler of Green Bay. I guess, Uranus, the co-ruler of, or I said Saturn, I mean the Bears. I think I said Green Bay there, but Saturn is the ruler of the Bears. And then Uranus is another ruler for the Bears tonight. I guess technically Uranus is very close to kind of like an opposition with the part of fortune. So that maybe couldn't be the best for Chicago per se. Maybe that's another kind of feather in Green Bay's cap here. Yeah, it's just like, But, too, for Green Bay, them being the sun at 20 degrees of Capricorn and being right on top of Mars, while Mars does do well in like a sports arena and like sporting events, Mars still is the lesser malefic planet in astrology. Mars can be a meanie, all right? So the fact that the sun is right on top of Mars there could be some anger with Green Bay tonight, They could maybe use that anger to, that's why I really think they're just treating this game as if they're going to war because Mars is the planet of war and Mars and the sun are right next to each other at the same degree. But, the one thing that really makes me pick Chicago over Green Bay is this opposition to Jupiter, all right, is the sun and Mars opposing Jupiter, being so far away on the complete other side of the zodiac here. And Jupiter is the ruler of Green Bay's game tonight. I think if I remember correctly, when I pulled this up this morning, that was like kind of like the bigger takeaway for me. Like Chicago is probably going to win, but yeah, it still is like, like if Green Bay is angry enough, because Green Bay being ruled by the sun is so powerful. And Saturn is a powerful planet too. But I mean, the sun, again, that gives us life. That is a luminary. But yeah, I don't like that opposition with Jupiter. I don't like it. And, since Jupiter expands everything and amplifies and makes everything bigger, and it's opposing Green Bay, and Jupiter rules Green Bay's game, could this be some sort of like big thing, like a blowout? Or while they're really treating it as war, they're really getting slaughtered out there? I'll be really interested to see how this one plays out. I mean, both of these games for sure. And yeah, for the Rams and Carolina, it's like this moon situation here. And I mean, for the Rams, it seems like everything's going great for them. I mean, it looks like they're going to just waltz in and score another touchdown here and go up 14-0. So, yeah, I don't know. But for the Packers for the Packers and Chicago, I'm probably gonna stick with my original thought, and I'll see how it plays out. I'll see how it plays out, of course. But I am probably gonna, stick with the original thought, and I am gonna pick Chicago to win tonight. I said this about Carolina and the Rams too. Like, Carolina's not going to make it easy for the Rams. It seems like it's pretty easy for the Rams so far. But again, just this like angry energy that Green Bay is going to have going into this game tonight. Like, they're going to be a beast. Like, they're going to come in and be like, okay, we're here and we're ready. Again, we're ready to go to war. So I'm thinking for Chicago and Green Bay, I am going to pick Chicago to win. I think it's going to be close. But with this Jupiter opposition, I do see where there could be a blowout. There could be potential for that. So we'll look out for that. But yeah, officially, I am going to pick Chicago to win tonight. But I'm just trying to really figure out what the point spread could be. Angel, bear down. And yeah, I mean, just as a fan myself, again, putting the astrologer hat to the side, yeah, it'd be cool to see Chicago win. But putting the astrologer hat back on, I'm gonna say Bears by, I think earlier when I was looking at this chart, it was like 13 to 16 points. 16, I feel like I was looking at, or 14. This is why the notes really come in handy when I take them and remember to take them. Yeah, like 6 points to, because I'm looking at Mercury, which is at 14 degrees of Capricorn. Mercury, again, is the ruler of Chicago's game at 14 degrees, 16 minutes. Saturn is at 26 degrees, 49 minutes. 26 minus 14 is the 12. And then Mercury at 14 degrees, communicating with Uranus. Uranus, the co-ruler for the Bears. And Uranus is at 27 degrees. So, 14 and 27, that's like the 13. But that Uranus energy too, it can be very, very unpredictable, very unpredictable. And the one thing I will say, that if Green Bay does end up winning tonight, I will very much equate that to the fact that they are ruled by the sun, and the sun is just the effervescence, it's everything. And the fact that Mars and the sun and Venus are all conjoined there. So if Green Bay does end up winning, I will probably equate a lot of that to this planetary cluster here, and the fact that it's in Green Bay's fifth house of how they play their game. All right. But I'm going to say Bears by 6 to 13 points tonight. I better write that down. Six to 13. 6 to 13 points. All right. So we got them both in. All right. Okay. So we'll see how everything pans out. Right now, it looks like, again, because I picked Carolina to win in this game. I mean, in all things, it's going all things Rams way. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. More practice, the better. So I should make a note. Rams just went up 14 zip. All right. I am going to start like a separate or like put a little asterisk in my notebook that this is the start of the NFL playoff predictions for me. Since obviously I was doing regular season before with the Vikings and stuff. So I'll make a little notebook. So I'm kind of like starting over fresh a little bit now that we're doing NFL playoffs. So I am going to notate that in my notebook as well. But anyway, Mars attack. Speaking of Mars, hey, how's it going? You hope the Bears win? Yeah. And again, just as a fan, you guys, putting the astrology aside, I will stop sharing. Okay. If the Rams end up kicking butt and winning, hey, I'll be happy for them. I'll be happy for my buddy Payo time. So all good there. And, for tonight as a fan, I will definitely be rooting for Chicago. And then since I picked Chicago to win per the astrology, because sometimes when I cheer for a team, but then like the astrology, I pick like against that team, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, in a way or something like that. But yeah, as a fan, I hope Chicago wins tonight for sure. Like as a fan, I hope Chicago kicks their ass and I would be like totally all right with a blowout. That would be cool. And, again, I do see like that there could be potential for a little bit of a blowout for tonight. So we'll see what happens. And now Carolina's kind of on the move here. And just another thing with what I mentioned with Carolina is that they would be slow to start because they are ruled by Saturn for this game today. So, it doesn't really surprise me that they don't have any points, that the Rams are up 14-0 and they're only in the second quarter. But, Saturn's the slow mover. It's the slow climb to the top. So you mind your P's and Q's, do what you're supposed to do, be responsible, follow the rules. Then Saturn will reward you. But if you don't do those things, you don't check the boxes and all that sort of stuff, you're going to get blocked. So, but Carolina looks like they're itching to score here. They just got to the Rams 10-yard line. So they're making a move. They're clawing their way. But yeah, just another little recap for everybody. I picked Carolina to beat the Rams by 1 to 6 points. And I picked Chicago to beat the Evil to the East, aka the Green Bay Packers, by 6 to 13 points. So, all right. Putting that in there. But thanks again, everybody, for joining. I appreciate it. All right. So, Angel, what do you got? Jade, I forgot to ask you, do you feel as though if the Vikings will lose? Oh, Brian Flores. Okay, yeah, we can talk a little Vikings now here for sure. Honestly, I thought it was already up until just a few days ago, I really was like, oh, Brian Flores is out of here. He's out of here. Like, there is no way he's staying. Like, I was kind of surprised that he came back. But then I saw JJ post a video about how Brian Flores hasn't had any head coaching interviews yet. So I'm like, is there actually a possibility that Brian Flores is going to be back with Minnesota? But I mean, how I kind of feel about it right now, this very second, I would say 75 to 80% of me is just there is no way that Brian Flores is coming back with the Vikings. I feel like he could come back with the Vikings if the Vikings made him head coach, but I don't think that there's a chance in hell of that happening. But I would be very, very, very surprised if he was back with Minnesota next year. I just feel like he's really just itching to be a head coach. And if he's not going to be a head coach, and he goes and is defensive coordinator for another team that has more of a chance or more of a set team to really go further, I think he's going to take that opportunity, like a lateral move. And I don't know. I just feel like there might be, I know Rap was talking about this too over on the Vocal Vike channel, like just some like weird energy between him and Kevin O'Connell. Like, yeah, it seems like there's something brewing there. There has been something brewing there. I don't want to say like all out tension, but maybe just like Brian Flores, like, dude, what are you doing? Like maybe like in the back of his mind, like, dude, what are you doing? And then with the defense has been looking really good. So it's like Brian Flores is like, look at what I can do with this defense. Kevin O'Connell, you're the head coach and the offensive coordinator, kind of, calling the offensive plays. Like, what are you doing over here? So I don't know. I would just be, Carolina just scored. Yeah, I will just say that. I think he's out of here. And even if it is like a lateral move where he is defensive coordinator somewhere else, like I could see that happening. Just because of an opportunity to coach a team that has, a team kind of ready to go further. So I don't know. What do you guys think about it that are Vikings fans or, anybody? Like, Angel, how do you feel about it? I don't know. Yeah. And again, I was surprised he was back this year. I really was kind of surprised by that. But, with him like suing the league and stuff like that, I'm sure he doesn't have as many opportunities maybe per se as he would have if he wasn't. But as a Vikings fan, I guess I'm still a Vikings fan right now. It would be great to have him back. Like, it would be great because the defense is pretty much, what kind of got a lot of the victories, right? For the Vikings this year. So we like you, Minneapolis. Innis needs some positive news. Oh my gosh, for real, right? Oh my God. Ugh. It's like, man. And I mentioned this on my last stream, but Minnesota itself is the Chinese zodiac animal for the state of Minnesota is a horse. And we're going into when we go into the Chinese New Year in February, we're going into a horse year. So it doesn't surprise me that like the spotlight is kind of on Minnesota just because we're moving into this horse year. Minnesota is a horse state, but damn, it'd be nice, like Mars said, to have some like positive reason for Minnesota to be in the spotlight instead of what's going on right now. It's just, yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Like, yeah. The positivity is definitely needed. So, all right. I might have to put my clip in here. I don't know. Maybe I'll put my blue light blockers on. Or I don't know. That's not working either. My hair's always doing something here, you guys. All right. Maybe that can like hold my hair back. But yeah, I don't know. We need some positiveness though, to Mars's point. This little piece of hair is kind of doing something. All right, there we go. I'm just going to leave my glasses there. My hair's got a mind of its own. Oh, really? Oh, is that just your prediction? That hasn't come true yet. John Harbaugh, the next head coach of the Giants, Flores. Oh, then do you think he would go back to the Dolphins? Really? 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 Anything's possible. Anything's possible. That was kind of surprising that the Ravens said sayonara to Harbaugh, right? So, for sure. I think B-Flow is gone. And to be honest, the Vikings don't deserve his services, right? Like, oh, man, I bet Brian Flores, like, deep down all throughout this year was just like, I'm doing the best I can with this defense, but what the hell is going on with the offense here? I don't know what's going on with the offense. I know what's going on with the defense, but as far as the offense is concerned, who knows what Kevin O'Connell's doing over there? That's kind of like the vibe, right? A little bit. So, hi, Tony. How are you? Good to see you. You want the Bears to win? Yeah. Per the astrology chart, I pulled that up earlier. I did pick the Bears to win, per the astrology. And then just myself as like a fan, taking the astrology hat off. yeah, I will be rooting for the Bears tonight. So, all right. Carolina has now scored. So it's 14-7. The Rams are up. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, as an astrologer, I want to be right. So, we'll see. But again, if the Rams end up winning, like, hey, you live and you learn. I go back to the chart and I check my work, make notes about it, move forward. And then again, just to solidarity with Peo, over on Rams Radar over there. I'm sure he's live streaming right now. I should probably go pop in and say hi and go like his stream. So go support him. So I'll be happy for him. But, and then, yeah, tonight, if the Bears win, hey, that'd be awesome to kind of see them keep going, moving forward, knocking out the Packers. That'd be fun. And if the Packers end up winning, I'll be happy for ranting Packers fan Randy. He was in here earlier too, so I'll be happy there. But, I'm just an observer. We're just watching it all go down. So I really don't care either way. I really don't care who wins. So hopefully everybody just, no injuries. Carolina already had an injury today. I'm not exactly sure the severity and who it was. But we don't like to see that. But with the game of football and sports and all that stuff, I mean, that's kind of bound to happen, unfortunately. But yeah. I don't. Yeah, not so much. I don't know. That was the Lioness. I think she stopped her channel and then brought it back. I think it was the Lioness Lair. I think that's what it was. I do hear from Nicole every now and again. Like she'll pop in here sometimes. Lionor. But I haven't heard from her in a little while, but I should go check on that because I'm still subscribed, but I kind of think that they put a pause on their channel for a minute. But then I feel like I saw some sort of announcement that they were that she was coming back. Let me check. Actually, let me go to YouTube and check it out. Oh, there's Peo. He's streaming. And then the Roar of the Lions UK. I wonder if they're – I'm still following them, those guys over there. I don't think they're streaming right now. It doesn't look like they are. Let's see. All right. Yeah, it's Lioness Lair is the name of the channel. Yeah, so she did start a new channel, but it doesn't look like she's posted any videos in a while. Yeah. I really like those ladies. But yeah, I'll hear from Lionor every now and again. She'll pop in, Nicole. I haven't seen her in a minute, though. Let's see. What are the UK guys doing here? They're probably watching right now. I don't think they're live streaming, but they're probably watching and staying up late. It looks like they last had a video a couple days ago. 4 days ago. They had a review video, and then they did do the play-by-play. All right. So yeah, I'm still kind of surprised that the Lions didn't make the playoffs, honestly, you guys. All right. But yeah, Peo, I'm going to go over to Peo's video here. I'm going to share. It's going to be a video, a stream within a stream. He's got his chat going over here. I'm going to go say hi. He's got a lot of people in his chat. So here's Peo's.
Come on, Rams. Yeah, that's how you overcome 2 penalties. All right, 2nd and 9. And McVay takes the timeout there. McVay takes the timeout.
Put him big.
All right.
I'm going to like the video.
So it's 14-7, 6:15.
He gets hundreds of people.
In the second, Rams on top.
All right, I like the video. Everybody go like Peo's video.
You know what? I'm okay with that timeout.
Share it.
That timeout.
I'm going to put it in the chat.
Get yourself fresh.
You guys want to go like it?
Yeah, he got kind of tangled up there. Yeah.
Yeah, Peo's got he's almost got 300 people watching right now with him. His chat's always go crazy. He's got a really good channel.
Yeah, no, he wanted to bring that in. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm going to say hi.
Good point. Yeah.
He's got over 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it was a
Say
nice
hi to
route. He
him
got
here.
wide open for that. Yeah. I'm going to take a quick swig of water. Cheers to everyone out there. All right, they're back.
All right. Saying hi.
Takes the snap. 2nd 9, throws it, completes it to Puka. And that's going to be good for 4. So we got 3rd and 5
I hate when I have typos. Ah!
Hey, Jade, one of the best Vikings streamers out there today. Jade, thanks for popping on in. Feel free, everyone, to subscribe to Jade, the hip hip lady. Appreciate it. I'm sure you're excited for your Vikings offseason ahead. All right, Stafford in the gun, 3rd and 3, man in motion. Takes the snap.
Glad he said hi. That's nice of him.
Oh, Devontae caught it, but he got pushed out of bounds.
Say hi.
It's going to be 4th down.
Oh, he does good play-by-play. And, his chats are always really good.
Oh, you're streaming right now. Oh, everyone go over to Jade and say hello then. Yes. Oh, very cool. Thanks for stopping down in. So are the Rams going for a field goal here? Yep, the Rams are going for a field goal. We see Harrison Davis.
Stream within a stream.
Come on.
We like it.
46-yard attempt.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Angel. Thank you. That's very nice. And he keeps the score up on top, and he's got the
and the kick is up.
He's got the,
It's good. What a good kick. We'll take it. Woo! That's a thick kick I've ever saw one.
He's got good graphics too that he uses over there. Thanks, Angel.
Going up 2 scores, right?
All right.
The Rams are going to start with the ball in the second
thanks
half.
for doing that, Angel.
I know the Panthers are going to try and put
Orangey Who, that's so nice. Thank you. Thanks for coming over here. We have a stream within a stream over here.
How this plays out, but no, I have no issue.
I got to respond to the chat over here quick.
2 scores. Obviously, you don't.
We're doing a very meta stream within a stream here.
But if you go up 2 scores before half, I'm okay with it. Okay with it. That is a thick kick.
All right. But thanks, Orangey Who. I appreciate that.
Appreciate y'all tuning on in with me.
Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you.
And let's see.
Thanks, everybody. I like that you go support. We got to support one another, right? So I appreciate that.
We got 3 from all those back-to-back penalties. That's something.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing Payos, and then I'm probably going to pop off here.
These Panthers,
thanks, everybody. Thanks, Orangey Who, again, for stopping on through. I'm going to go back to Payos chat in a little bit here. After I sign off, I'll have him going on in the background, too. So, I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, man, Mars, there hasn't been any banana ball recently. Okay, and speaking of Survivor, all right. Okay, I need to audition for Survivor again. I think I need to do a better video compilation this time for my most recent audition, for my next audition. Because before, when I did submit a video, I waited in line twice and then I submitted a video once. So I've auditioned 3 times. But I think for the next one, I have to do more of like my last video submission that I did. It was just a straight on video of me just talking for a minute. Whereas I've seen other videos and audition tapes that people that have made it on the show, they're showing more of their day-to-day, what they do, kind of, a collaboration of their entire life instead of just sitting and having an audition. So I think I want to do something like that. But I still like Banana Ball, but they're in off season right now. I will peek on the Savannah Bananas website just to see if they're ever hiring for anything that I could do, maybe even part-time remotely. That would be cool, but they don't really have anything. But still a fan of Banana Ball. And this last season of Survivor, Savannah ended up winning, and no surprise at all. I mean, she was winning all of the challenges. When the other survivors had an opportunity to vote her out, they didn't vote her out. So of course she was going to win. So congratulations to Savannah for winning Survivor. And the last season of Survivors, season 49, which just ended a couple of weeks ago, it was all girls in the final 3. So that was really cool. It was Sophie, Sage, and Savannah. So, but yeah, Savannah ended up winning. And for Survivor season 50, the next season, it's going to be starting next month. They're bringing like all former cast people back. So that should be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, again, thanks Orangey Who, I appreciate that. But yeah, the quest is still ongoing. And I also want to audition for the Traitors, because I saw that they're just letting normies audition for the Traitors. Because right now you have to be like celebrity or something like that. Because season 4 of the Traitors just debuted on Thursday too. So I don't know if anybody's watching the Traitors, but I do like that show as well. So I'm keeping up with the Traitors, and I would like to audition for that one. So the Traitors is similar a little bit to Survivor, but different. But on this season of the Traitors, there actually is quite a few former Survivor contestants and a couple Survivor winners that are on this season of the Traitors. So that's kind of fun. But thanks, Angel. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. I think you would be perfect for a banana ball for a player. Oh man, I don't think I could play banana ball. I'm not that good. No. But working with banana ball, I think I'd be good for that. It's 3rd and 2 for Carolina. They just blew it. They had a really easy 3rd and 2, and whoever their receiver was, I don't know if it was a tight end, wide receiver, running back, he dropped the ball. Yeah, it's like, dude, Butterfingers, banana hands over here. So the Rams have a 10-point lead, and it's 4th down. There's about 4 minutes until halftime, but thanks for saying that, Mars. I appreciate it. Banana ball is super fun. And I think I can never remember all of the teams. It's like the Firefighters, the Savannah Bananas. God. I think there's like 4 or 5 teams. Let me look that up just because I'm curious now. But I seriously, Survivor needs to cast me and the Traitors do. I would dominate on both. Oh, I think it's like I'm trying to think of the banana ball teams without looking it up. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. I think it's like I just pulled it up, but I don't want to look. Savannah Bananas, the Firefighters. There's one team that has, I think their mascot's like a monkey or something. I gotta look. All right. Banana ball. Let's go. All right, I went to the party animals. That's what it is. Savannah Bananas, party animals, the Firefighters, and the Texas Tailgaters, I think. Oh, look at this. I think they're expanding, you guys. On October 9th, 2025, as a part of the 2026 season launch night, the BBCL, I think that's like the banana ball something, announced the creation of the Loco Beach Coconuts, which will make their league debut in 2026 with their tropical and beach-themed uniforms. Oh, the team having a Hawaii theme with the mascot speculated to be a coconut. So, yeah, they're expanding. And then they're also going to have, all right, this is via Wikipedia for Banana Ball. Also on October 9th, 2025, the league would formally induct as one of the new member teams the Indianapolis Clowns, a rival club of the same name. They will wear a modernized form of the old uniform jerseys from the old club. The rival of the Clowns name was done in partnership with the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Former MLB first baseman Ryan Howard was announced as the primetime manager for the team. Okay, so starting in 2026, there's going to be the Savannah Bananas, Party Animals, Firefighters, the Visitors, and Texas Tailgaters, the Local Beach Coconuts, and the Indianapolis Clowns. All right. Well, I kind of heard, I think, that the Banana Ball was expanding, but yeah. Let's go to their team store because they were all sold out on the hats I wanted. I still have to get a hat from JJ too. They should start a Banana Ball team. The St. Paul Saints are the minor league team in Minnesota, and their games are kind of fun, but it's not like Banana Ball. Like when Banana Ball came to Minnesota, they actually played in the Saints Stadium. But yeah, that would be so cool if Minnesota got a Banana Ball team. Let's see here. Yeah, Savannah Bananas, Party Animals, Firefighters, Tailgaters, and then the two newer ones, the Local Beach Coconuts and the Indianapolis Clowns. Nice. All right. Let's see if they're hiring anybody. Savannah World Tour opportunities. Yeah, I don't think they do any like entertainment and cast auditions. What's this about? Oh, they don't have anything right now. All right. We'll have to come back. Okay. The umpires, they audition umpires. That's kind of fun. The umpires are kind of fun. I wonder if they have their 2026 schedule out. They're still playing Banana Ball, you guys, right now. It's coming up in February. Upcoming event, Thursday, February 26th in Florida. And then they got games in March. When are they coming to Minnesota next? Probably not for a long time. So, yeah, they're playing in the southern states right now. I didn't know that it was still going on. Yeah, they're playing like in South Carolina, Texas in April. They're playing in Vegas, more Texas. They're going to be in Virginia. Oh, they're going to be in Wichita, Kansas, you guys, on Thursday, May 7th. That's not very far away. So in May, they're going to be in Kansas. That's pretty close. All right, I got to go. They're going to go to Washington. All right, so let's get into the summer. Oh, here we go. In June, they're going to be in Milwaukee. When are they coming back to Minnesota here? Let's go. They're going to be in Fargo, North Dakota on June 26th and June 27th. They're going to be in Iowa in July. They're going to be in Chicago in July. When are they coming back to Minnesota? Holy crap, I got to keep scrolling. Oh, here we go, you guys. Friday, August 7th, Savannah Bananas are going to be at Target Field in Minnesota versus the Coco Loco Beach Coconuts. And then they're going to be there on August 9th. I got to get on the waiting list, though. That's the thing. So they're coming back to Minnesota in August. Then they're going to be in South Dakota in August, too, it looks like. But, yeah, the actual Savannah Bananas are going to be playing in Minnesota. I think last year it was, like, the Party Animals and, like, the Firefighters or something like that. But in August, the Savannah Bananas are going to be playing, let's see. Let me go back. They're going to be at Target Field taking on, the Coconuts on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I got to get on the wait list. But you guys, somebody I used to work with has been on the Savannah Banana or Banana Ball wait list for like 3 years. Still trying to get tickets. So it's a long wait. Yeah, cosplay ball games for sure. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, did the Rams score again, you guys? Sean McVay looks excited. It looks like there was maybe a turnover. Oh, I think there was a turnover. Number 23 on Carolina is getting consoled on the sideline. Oh, I can't go back either. I think there was a turnover. Jade, have you ever attended a women's roller derby show? Super badass. I haven't ever officially attended. I have watched it before. And I think, do I still have a Minnesota Roller Girls t-shirt? I don't know if I still have it or not, but I used to sport that a lot. Definitely support, but it's super cool. Yeah, but I've never actually been to a live event, but I would totally go. That would be very fun. Yeah, super badass. Yeah, those are some tough chicks for real. Like, not only can they can skate well, and they kind of knock each other around, right? And like they're full on playing a sport. I can't skate. Like, I can't roller skate. I can roller blade, but yeah, I can't roller skate. Yeah, super badass. I agree. All right. I am probably going to pop off here in a few minutes, probably when the game goes to halftime. I wasn't like, that's not the point of the stream, obviously, is for me doing like play-by-play or anything like that. But I'll probably just hang out until they go to halftime here. Man, if the Rams score again before halftime, oh man, it was a muffed punt. That's what happened. Ooh! Etienne, I think, is that who the player is for Carolina that flubbed that one? Well, that really messed things up. So that's going to be a very tough hill to climb for Carolina if the Rams score again. Because right now they're up by 10. So if they go up by 17 by half, yikes, that's going to be a very, very tough hill to climb. And, you know, with Carolina being ruled by Saturn, you know, Saturn is getting good communication and good support from all these other planets. But, I mean, Saturn is still the greater malefic planet, and Saturn will stop things. So I'm not going to, like, change my pick or anything because that's not how I roll. But definitely seeing that play out for sure. But, yeah, so we'll see. But I appreciate everybody stopping on through. And thanks for going to say hi to Peo, to everybody that did. And for liking his video and supporting this channel too and hanging out. It's always a good time over here. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens with this game. It really looks like, I mean, I would be shocked if the Rams don't score at all. And I know we were on Peo's stream when they kicked the field goal, but by his reaction, I don't know how long that field goal was for the Rams, but it must have been a very, very long field goal because, yeah, he had quite the reaction to that. So it looks like everything's kind of going the Rams' way, which is very interesting, again, because they're ruled by the moon, and the moon's kind of void doing her own thing. So, I want to look and see if they have that field goal listed. Oh, here we go. The LA Rams, the kicker making a field goal in the second quarter. How long was it? Man, I thought it was going to tell me right there. Let's go to CBS Sports. Maybe it'll tell me. Anybody know in the chat how long it was again? Oh, here, somebody's updating on Twitter on cbssports.com. Let's see if they put that field goal in. Muffed punt. Oh, man, and Bryce Young was picked earlier today, too. Ooh, yikes. Let's see. I'm surprised this guy that's tweeting here. How long was this field goal? I want to know. All right. All right, here we go. Harrison Melvis kicked the ball through the uprights. Oh, 46 yards. Okay. I thought it was going to be longer than that, but I guess it was 46 yards. All right, there is some sort of penalty going on here. There's about 1:50 left before halftime in this game right now. It looks like it's on the Rams. And I do declare, I think that Carolina is going to get the ball after halftime because I think the Rams started with the ball. But let's see. And I should probably pop off today too. I got a couple of things to finish here. I might try to pop on tomorrow for the live too. I will try to schedule that a couple hours beforehand if I do happen to jump on. But yeah, today officially starts the NFL playoff prediction series. It would be fun to do all of the games. to do predictions for every single game. That would be cool. But I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to try. So, yeah, again, just a reminder, I did pick Carolina to win the game today. Definitely not looking that way right now, but you never know what'll happen. And hey, you win some, you lose some, so we'll see. I'm always learning, always a learning opportunity, whether to get the prediction right or wrong. And then for tonight, I do have Chicago over Green Bay, so we'll see what happens there. And then tomorrow, I know William mentioned it earlier, it's going to be the 49ers and the Eagles. And then is it the Bills and Jacksonville? Do they play? I know Jacksonville and the Bills will play each other, but as a fan, I'm definitely going to be cheering for Jacksonville there. They're one of my backup teams. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. Oh, thanks, Mars. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll try to be on. I might have I got like some errands and crap to do tomorrow, but maybe I'll try to get that done ahead of time. Yeah. Also, I'm hoping that it's not going to be like it is today. So I'll be able to like take my dog outside for like an actual walk and walkabout and things like that. Today, it has been a freaking windy, snowy, cold day. So it's been more of like hanging out inside. So after I pop off to T-Bass, I don't know if you're still on here, but I am going to email you back. I don't know if you're still on. But I'm going to email you back and then probably play some games with the animals, and especially with my dog too, just because we've been stuck inside. So I try to do more like mental games and mental activities when we're a little bit more stuck inside because of the weather. So currently right now it's 17 degrees with a snow shower and wind, but it feels like 0. Hey, it went up 2 degrees because earlier today it was like, feels like -2. All right. So it looks like tomorrow we're supposed to have a heat wave. It's going to be like 30 degrees. So that'll be good. I'll be able to take the dog out. And it's like over 20-mile-an-hour winds right now. So yeah, no thanks. I took my dog for a very short walk last night. And I was like, I mean, it's cold, but you know, it's not that cold. It's like 20 something. I didn't realize the wind was it was as windy last night that it was. So I got all bundled up. We went outside and I'm like, oh my God, it is so freaking windy out here and it's extra cold. I'm like, all right. But I was like, we're already out here. So we went for a very, very short walk because I was like, well, we're already out here. Might as well go check the mail and then we can walk down the street and come back. But seriously, on the way back, I was like, it was like sleeting into my face. Even my dog was like this, you know? Oh, man. Oh, wow. The Rams decided to go for it on a 4th and 3. And Carolina ended up stopping them. So they saved the points. So, all right. Okay. So they had the muff punt. Carolina had the muff punt, which sucked. But then they held him on the 4th down. So I thought Matthew Stafford was just going to run for the first down. I think it was 4th and 3. So good job for Carolina's defense then. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Angel. I closed the door earlier because the cat was she was going after the plants over there a little too much. So, yeah, I closed the door. But I will definitely send the regards to Gigi. I'll go open the door here. There's about 1:30 left, but I will tell her. And I brought Gigi in for her like annual checkup the other day to the vet. Oh man, she had the time of her life. She got to meet 3 new people that she's never met before. She is just a little social butterfly, I'll tell you what. So yeah, I'm gonna open the door and see what they're doing. Okay. It's nap time out there, you guys. So it's nap time. Gigi's over here. Gigi, Angel says hi. Gigi, Angel says hi. She's looking over here. She said thank you. She's like, I wish I could play with you guys. And then Kitty is on the highest level of the cat tower. They're both curled up, taking little naps, staying warm. So that's what they're doing. But yeah, definitely. And thank you for sending the good girl some love too. I have a TikTok for myself. I'm going to be using that more, but I originally went back on TikTok and I made a account for Gigi. So her account is Good Girl Gigi 28 on TikTok. There's a couple videos and stuff of her if you want to go check it out or if you're on there at all. But yeah, so anyway, she had a good time at the vet the other day making new friends. So I am lucky in that regard that, you know, since she is such a social butterfly that, you know, because some animals are scared to go to the vet and stuff like that. So she is just like, hey, there's people here. I get to say hi to everybody and whatnot. Like, okay, I'm having the time of my life. Here we go. So I will say, though, that she did not want to get on the one scale. There was one scale and it, you know, it's just like a piece of metal, like a bigger scale. And she was just like, I do not want to take a simple little step up onto that thing. Like, no, I do not. But she got on the other scale. So anyway, and then the vet tech was saying too, she's like, it's so funny how many animals just don't want to, or, you know, dogs like just do not want to get on this scale. So it's probably scary for them, you know, something that they're not used to, but she was just like, I'm not getting on that scale. So, oh man, you guys, Carolina might score before halftime here. They are looking to score here. Make it it would be, if they scored a touchdown, it would be a 3-point game. Field goal would be a 7-point game. So, yeah. All right. Been streaming for almost 2 hours already, you guys. That's crazy. I guess it is getting a little dark out here now. So, it's almost 5 o'clock. But daylight is already, you know, getting longer. So after the winter solstice. So that's crazy. But all right, we got 49 seconds to go before halftime for Carolina here. This is 2nd and 10. I'm going to try to put some timestamps in this video too, or at least put my prediction down on the bottom. I've been looking at like the AI, because you can like, the AI will give you kind of like an overview of the video sometimes, not on every single live stream that I do, but on some of them. So I'll ask the AI just to see if it's like accurate, like picking up like what I predicted. And like, I don't remember on which live stream it was, but I was like, okay, who did Jade predict to win? You know, just asking the AI. And the AI was like, she did not make a prediction. And I'm like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I know where it is. But the AI was like, no, she didn't ever make a prediction. Oh, man. Bryce Young just ran in for a touchdown, you guys, on a 3rd and 10. Ooh, now the game's getting good. Oh, Carolina's coming back. They're clawing back, you guys. Sean McVay looks like he's turning a little red. I think if I remember correctly that Sean McVay is an Aries, or he was born when the sun was in Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. The color associated with Mars is red. So I wonder too if Sean McVay is an Aries rising, because your rising sign, whatever zodiac sign that is reflective of how you look, like your body. And, you know, with him getting like kind of flush red like that really quickly, or I wonder if he has Mars in his first house of like his physical body. All right, Carolina coming back here. It's now 17-14. So Vikings news today. Thanks for stopping by. We're in the school off season, but school back, of course. It's always school season, isn't it? All right. Let me just put on the bottom here. Let's see. I'm just going to put my predictions on the bottom here. We'll see if the AI can pick that up. If the AI does come through. All right, we got that. I already forgot my points. I seriously have to look at my notes, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to put this on the bottom. Just a recap. Let's see. Carolina Panthers versus LA Rams. My prediction, Carolina wins by 1 to 6 points. And Chicago Bears versus Green Bay Packers. Prediction, Bears win by 6 to 13. All right. A little bit of a word salad down there, but we'll just put it down there. And then, man, you guys, it is seriously so freaking windy. But hey, that'll happen. Okay, so let's see. 37 seconds left to go here. Looks like the Rams are going to try to put some more points on the board too. They're at the 50-yard line. Looks like they got a first down. They have 1 timeout left. Matthew Stafford is 9 for 13. Oh, we got a baby birding alert. Matthew Stafford can't drink his own water. Baby bird alert. Looks like they're going to try to get in field goal range here. But yeah, I do believe that Carolina gets the ball after halftime. So let's see here. Angel, if you don't mind me asking, of course I don't mind you asking at all. Do you plan on going live for the Super Bowl? Actually, I haven't thought about that. But yeah, if I don't have a class, let me check actually. If I don't have a class, I definitely will. I'm definitely going to do a prediction for it. This will be my 5th Super Bowl prediction. Let me look. Let me double check and see. I put 2025. We're not in 2025 anymore. All right, February 8th. Oh, I think I have a class that actually I think it's earlier in the day. Let me double check my schedule. Well, let me see more. Oh, I don't have a class that day. I actually thought I had a class that day because a lot of times the classes are, and I'm doing animal communication for anybody that doesn't know, but no, I don't have a class that day. So yeah, I definitely will. I don't have any plans right now. So yeah, as of right now, I could definitely do that. That would be good. But I will be doing a prediction either way, whether it be before the 8th or after. Uh-oh, you guys. Matty Stafford is grabbing his wrist here. Uh-oh. That's trouble. What's going on? It looks like there was a Carolina paw that kind of got his wrist went back a little bit here, but he's still in. 3rd and 10. But yeah, I will definitely be doing a prediction. But yeah, I don't have a class, so that would be cool. Do a stream. Oh, Puka Nacua was wide open. He did not catch it. He could have waltzed right in for a touchdown. He knows it too. Yeah, but that could be fun. Yeah, very good. Yeah. And I think right now for Super Bowl predictions, I think I'm 2-2. The very first Super Bowl prediction I did with the astrology chart was actually when the Rams and the Bengals played one another. So I think I started off my first 2 Super Bowl predictions. I think I went 2-0. And then I think the last 2 I've gotten wrong, if I remember correctly. But they're all in the playlists on my channel. But I think for Super Bowls, I'm 2-2, I think. I think I'm 2-2 or 3-1, but I'm pretty sure I'm 2-2. But yeah, so started off strong there. And that's when I used to have a TikTok account back in the day too. And then I deleted it. I deactivated. So now I started a new one. But yeah. Oh, nice. Awesome. Good. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's right, Mars. That's right. Aquarius. February 8th is your birthday. Very good. Well, that's the more important thing. Definitely. Yeah. That's the more important thing. Mars, are you going to do anything for your birthday or just kind of hang out? Do you have anything planned? Yeah, pretty soon, we're going to be going into Aquarius season here. In only, I don't know, like a week or some change. I think it's probably going to be the 21st of January, depending on, it can kind of change year by year. Sometimes it's like the Capricorn season's till the 20th. It can kind of sneak into the 21st, depending on the year. So we have a few more days of Capricorn season, and then we'll be going into Aquarius season here. I'm just going to take a look. When does the sun officially go into Aquarius here? Let me take a peek. Looks like, is it the 19th this year? It might be the 19th. It looks like we will officially be in Aquarius season on Monday, January 19th at around 9 p.m. Something like that, at around 9 p.m. Central Time. Or shortly before 9 p.m. Central, we will officially be going into Aquarius season. Let's see. I'm here. I might as well figure it out. All right. What do we got? All right. The sun will officially be in Aquarius at 8:05 Central Time on Monday, January 19th. So there we go. That's why it's, you got to really know your birth time, especially if you're born like on the cusp of another zodiac sign, because depending on the year, it can just change slightly. Because just for an example, one of my friends, her 2 kids were born on January 19th, but they were born when the sun was still in Capricorn. So they're Capricorns, so that's why you can't necessarily just look at the day. Especially when the signs are changing, when the sun is moving into a different sign. Because if we just looked at it like, oh, well, on January 19th, the sun is going to move into Aquarius, where, yeah, that is true. But anybody born before 8:05 Central Time this year, they're going to be a Capricorn, or the sun is still going to be in Capricorn. So anyway. Yeah, happy early birthday to Mars. Yeah, very good. No plans. Hey, that's all right. No plans are good plans sometimes too. Yeah. All right. I think we're into halftime, you guys. It is officially halftime, and it is a 3-point game. Yeah, that's super nice, Angel. Thank you. Yeah, very good. All right, you guys. It is 5:09. Been on here for a couple hours. So, yeah, we'll see. Again, I got my predictions wrapped up there in the bottom of the screen. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun little stream today. Thanks for popping on, everybody. Whether you just popped in now or whenever, you've been watching the whole time, or you're watching it at a later time in the future. Appreciate you being here. And oh yeah, I was gonna look up one more thing before I go. The games for tomorrow. I know it's Eagles 49ers, and then I think it's Bills Jacksonville. There's 3 games tomorrow. All right. First one, Bills Jags at noon. Well, that's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, but they give me it because I'm in the Central Time, so Google will give me Central Time. But so it's Bills Jaguars, and then midday game is 49ers Eagles, and then the night game is Chargers and Patriots. All right. So yeah, man, I'd have a lot of charts to do. I might try to pull those up. And if things pan out, if I can get up early enough and get all my stuff done too and get that all in, I would love to do predictions for all of those games too, because I would really like to do all of the playoff games again, just to keep the practice going. All right. So I'm going to try to do that. But I will try to schedule the live stream if I do decide to go live tomorrow, you guys. I'll probably put it up like in the morning. So I'll try my best, but I don't want to make any promises. But I'll be back soon for sure, especially because I want to do, if I don't do all the NFL games, I definitely want to do more than just the 2 today. And I will be doing the Super Bowl prediction too, so look out for that. But yeah, appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, Angel. Back to you. All the blessings to you. All right. And to everybody. Okay. But, and thanks for saying hi to Gigi. And again, the cat made an appearance today too. Kitty made an appearance here. That was fun. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'll I'll have my eyes on, I'll have the game on in the background. I'll be peeping over there and see what's going on and keep track. And hopefully both games are good. Everybody, no major injuries, all that good stuff. But I appreciate all of you being here. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday or whenever you happen to be watching this. Maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow, but I will see you guys soon. And until next time, take care, everybody. Stay safe, be good, all the things. All right. I appreciate y'all. So until next time, peace out. All right. Bye.